I'm really angry. I don't think that's surprising. This is a review for Hell in a Cell 2019, but I'm just gonna talk about the main event. Because that's the only thing that really matters, isn't it? I mean, people are so hyped for this main event. It was the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, the unstoppable Thing versus the Universal Champion Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell match for the Universal title. Some people have thought that it's too soon to put the title on the Fiend. I wasn't one of them. I thought he was ready. I thought it'd be a great bit of character building between to differentiate Bray Wyatt from the Fiend. It took Bray Wyatt 3 years to win his first WWE title, and even then he opted in a month. It's gonna take the Fiend a month to do what took Bray Wyatt 3 years to do. This match, at the same time, was everything I didn't know I wanted, and it was at the same time everything that makes WB just rubbish sometimes. Everything that proves Vince McMahon does not know how to book a proper character. He does not know how to book a match. This isn't going to be ran by Vince McMahon. I just think he should retire. Tonight was proof of that. Vince should retire. Give Triple H the reign. Triple H does great work on NXT. Triple H will do great work on the main roster. So, Vince, I understand it's hard. After 30 years to retire, but you need to retire, man. Not for yourself, but for the fans and for the future of your product. Because it's crap like this that turn people off to wrestling. I've often wondered what can turn someone completely off to wrestling. It's crap like this that turn people off to wrestling, particularly WWE as a whole. This match. There was a lot to like about this match up until that finish. There was a lot to like about this match. Like I said, this match was everything I didn't know I wanted on one hand. So Seth Rollins hits everything. Come at the Fiend with everything he has. But the Fiend kicks out. The Fiend kicks out at one. The Fiend rises from the ashes. The Fiend does all this stuff. And bear in mind, this is a man in Seth Rollins who, over the past couple weeks on Raw, has been scared to death of the Fiend, literally petrified of the Fiend. But given this result, we're supposed to believe that Seth Rollins of all people, and no disrespect to we're supposed to believe that Seth Rollins of all people, a man who's been booked like a coward to the Fiend. And he should have been afraid of the Fiend. This thing that's in the ring with him, he should have been. That was great, and he did sell some. He sold it okay in this match, but that didn't stop him from hitting offense on the Fiend. That didn't stop him from basically what happened was referee stoppage inside a Hell in a Cell match, inside a Hell in a bloody cell match. Referee stoppage. But I shouldn't be surprised. Because this precedent was set last year in a Yama way, I don't know. But this precedent was set last year when Brock Lesnar busted in Hell in a Cell, gave an F5 to Roman, gave an F5 to Braun Strowman, and the match just ended. And I shouldn't have been surprised either, because on a poll that the WB did with how do you think the Hell in a Cell match between Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins is gonna end, one of the options, and I kid you not, look it up, one of the options was a disqualification. You cannot have a disqualification in Hell in a Bloody Cell match. Also, it was the Fiend. It was the Fiend. He is so far beyond the mere superstar. But yet you chose to have this bollocks. Because they didn't want the Fiend to have the Universal title. I could think of a similar situation. Maybe not exactly the same, but I can think of a similar situation. Way back in 2003. Okay, it's Goldberg in an Elimination Chamber match for the World Heavyweight title. Goldberg destroyed everyone. Then Triple H comes in, hits him with the sledgehammer, hits him with the pedigree, and just wins. And he's still the World Heavyweight Champion. Goldberg won the title with the next pay-per-view, but it was to decisively yes of a reaction, because everyone knew the trigger should have been pulled in that Elimination Chamber match. I don't know what it is about WWE and pulling the trigger on money. I mean, the Fiend was a license. The Fiend as the Universal Champion was a license to print money. But they didn't do it. They had the Fiend used because Seth Rollins was beating him up too much. Something that should never ever happen. In a perfect world, the Fiend should never ever be beaten. In a perfect world. But let's be honest, they're gonna beat him at some point. I mean, they beat The Undertaker, so they're gonna beat the Fiend at some point. I don't know exactly when it's gonna happen. I don't want it to happen, but they're gonna do it eventually. But this match, I'm not gonna say it made the Fiend look weak. I'm not gonna say that. But this match was a huge, huge botch in WWE history. And when you look back years from now, you look back at the numbers of the W Network, I can promise you the numbers will plummet after the full finish. Because this finish, all people wanted on this night was the Fiend as Universal Champion. That's all that they wanted. But yet, Vince McMahon pulled the rug out from under us, and something he didn't really need to do. But he did it. He did it. Can the Fiend be redeemed? I told my friend this. If there's anyone who can come back from this horrendous booking job, it's the Fiend. It is Bray Wyatt. I have absolute trust in Bray Wyatt, and I have absolute trust this isn't the finish he wanted. Not at all. This was a Vince McMahon decision. However boneheaded and short-sighted and just out of touch with reality it might have been, it was a Vince McMahon decision. If there's anyone who can get out of this horrendous booking and make people care about him, it is the Fiend. Because people are booing the finish. I mean, the finish had, I didn't talk about the end of the match, did I? The finish had, and what could have been disastrous, again, the finish, after the disqualification, after the referee stoppage, whatever you want to call it, had, after the cell was raided, it had the EMTs come in to check on the Fiend Bray Wyatt. To check on the Fiend. Something that's never happened in the history of ever. But they had that happen. And to their credit, this could have been a lot worse. They could have taken the Fiend to the hospital. They could have done anything other than what they did. But Seth Rollins go to check on the Fiend for some reason. For I can't work that out logically in my head why he would do that. But he goes to check on the Fiend for some reason. The Fiend suits up and does a mandible claw on Seth. His several Sister Abigail's on Seth. But people were booing. People weren't necessarily booing the Fiend. People were just booing the situation. And I was right there with them. This was one of the worst decisions, if not the worst decision, of WB ever. To take a character that was more over than anyone in decades with the WB, and to screw him up, to just screw him up so bad. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, if there's anyone who can come back from this horrendous booking, it is Bray Wyatt. It is a Fiend. I'm looking forward. To Firefly Funhouse tonight. It's a Monday, by the way. But I will say something else. This match, Seth Rollins was on top for a lot of it. I mean, Seth Rollins did several curb stomps. Seth Rollins did the chair. You can't do that every time. And however they decide to beat the Fiend, which again, I don't think should ever happen. I wash my hands of that terrible decision. However they decide to beat the Fiend, it is going to be considerably less than what we saw here. And people are just going to be disappointed all over again because you know how much the Fiend can take. Well, guys, that about does it for my rant. I'm just sad and angry and just I don't know why I expected anything else, honestly, but somehow I was still disappointed. Still disappointed somehow. Guys, have a good day. Take care. Thank you for getting into this. This has been Cody Mitchell. I'll be back. I'll be back for Raw tomorrow.